What if I told you that the rich follow a completely different set of money rules than everyone else? Rules you don't learn in school, rules that could change your financial future forever. By the end of this video, you'll see money in a way you've never seen before. You'll understand why the rich keep getting richer while most people stay stuck. And most importantly, you'll learn how to apply these secrets to escape the cycle and start building real wealth. I'm Barack from the Coin Compass, and I've spent countless hours digging into the financial strategies that the wealthy use that no one talks about. It's time to expose them all. But before we begin, let me ask you a question. If money is such a big part of our lives, why do so many people know so little about it? Schools teach us algebra and history, but not how to budget, invest, or avoid financial traps. And that's exactly why so many people struggle. They work hard their entire lives, yet never feel financially secure. Financial literacy isn't just about knowing how to save money or understanding the stock market. It's about having control over your financial future. It's about knowing how to make money work for you instead of constantly working for money. Imagine making thousands or even millions over a lifetime, only to reach retirement with nothing left. That's the reality for many people, not because they didn't earn enough, but because they didn't know how to manage what they had. Without financial education, it's easy to fall into debt, spend more than you make, or miss opportunities to grow wealth. But when you understand how money works, how to budget, invest, and build assets, you break free from that cycle. Financial literacy is the difference between living paycheck to paycheck and having financial freedom. It's not just about numbers, it's about securing your future and having the peace of mind that comes with it. Many people think that money grants confidence, but if money really solves insecurities, why do some of the richest people in the world still battle self-doubt, anxiety, and even depression? We've all heard stories of billionaires who have everything yet still feel empty. That's because no amount of wealth can fix what's broken inside. Many people believe that if they just had more money, their problems would disappear. They imagine that a bigger house, a luxury car, or designer clothes will finally make them feel confident. But chasing wealth to fill an emotional void is like pouring water into a bucket with holes. It never stays full. That brief rush of excitement after buying something new fades, and the same insecurities creep back in. The cycle never ends because money wasn't the real problem in the first place. In some cases, wealth can even make insecurities worse. Someone who already doubts their intelligence might feel even more pressure to prove themselves when surrounded by other successful people. Someone who struggles with self-worth might seek validation through expensive things, only to realize that the approval of others is never enough. Money amplifies who we already are. It doesn't transform us. True confidence and fulfillment come from something deeper. It comes from self-acceptance, personal growth, and valuing yourself beyond material success. Instead of chasing money to feel secure, focus on building skills, relationships, and a strong mindset. When you learn to feel good about yourself without needing wealth to prove your worth, money becomes a tool for freedom, not a crutch for self-esteem. But have you ever noticed how the moment people find out you have money, everything changes? Suddenly, long-lost relatives appear. Friends drop hints about their financial struggles, and even strangers seem to take a special interest in your life. That's why financial privacy isn't just a smart choice, it's a necessity. In a world where wealth often equals status, many people feel pressured to showcase their financial success. Social media is filled with luxury cars, designer clothes, and extravagant vacations, making it seem like money is something to be flaunted. But the reality is, the more people know about your wealth, the more problems it can create. It's not just about protecting yourself from scams or theft. It's about avoiding unnecessary complications in your personal and social life. One of the biggest risks of oversharing your financial status is the endless stream of financial requests. Once people know you have money, some will see you as their personal safety net. Family members may ask for loans, friends might expect handouts, and saying no becomes increasingly difficult. Even if you genuinely want to help, it can create a dynamic where people see you as a resource rather than a person. Beyond that, revealing your wealth can attract people who are more interested in what you can do for them than in who you are. It's easy to assume everyone around you has good intentions, but money can blur those lines. Are they really your friend? Or are they sticking around because of what you can provide? Are they genuinely in love with you? Or are they more interested in financial security? When wealth is on the table, it becomes harder to tell the difference. Then there's the issue of jealousy. No matter how humble you are, openly displaying financial success can create resentment. People who struggle financially may view your success as unfair, even if you worked hard for it. This can lead to passive-aggressive behavior, backhanded comments, or even strained relationships. Keeping your financial situation private isn't about hiding your success, it's about protecting it. It allows you to maintain genuine relationships, avoid unnecessary pressure, and focus on building a life of true security and freedom. The less people know, the less they can expect, and the more control you have over your own financial future. I guess you, like many other people, believe in hard work. But what if the secret to mastering money wasn't about working harder, but about playing smarter? Imagine money as a game, not in the sense of gambling or taking reckless risks, but as a structured challenge with rules, strategies, and opportunities to win. Those who treat money like a game tend to do better financially, not because they take it less seriously, but because they understand how to play it wisely. Every game has rules. In chess, knowing how the pieces move is just the beginning. The real skill comes in strategy. Money works the same way. Budgeting, saving, and investing are the basic rules, but those who succeed go beyond them, learning about taxes, cash flow, and wealth-building techniques that allow them to play at a higher level. The biggest advantage? Unlike most games, where luck plays a big role, mastering money is about skill. The more you learn, the better you get. The financial landscape is always shifting, just like a competitive game where the rules evolve. Tax laws change, investment opportunities rise and fall, and economic conditions shift. Those who win at money are the ones who stay ahead, adapt, and adjust their strategies instead of just reacting to what happens around them. Most people see money as stressful, but changing the perspective can make all the difference. Instead of dreading budgeting, think of it as optimizing your resources, like a skilled player managing their moves. Investing becomes less intimidating when viewed as an exciting way to grow wealth, rather than a risky gamble. When money feels like an impossible burden, people avoid it. But when it feels like a challenge, they can master. They engage with it. And that's when real progress happens. Of course, this game has real-world stakes. Making the wrong moves can mean financial setbacks, just like a bad decision in a game can cost you the win. But those who understand that money is about strategy, learning, and smart decision-making realize that the game isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about playing the long game and stacking the odds in your favor. But what if your biggest financial opportunities come when everything seems to be falling apart? Economic crises are often seen as disasters, and for many, they are. But for those who understand how markets work, downturns can present rare chances to build wealth. This isn't about celebrating economic hardship, it's about recognizing that financial systems move in cycles. Those who stay calm, while others panic, can position themselves for success when the market recovers. Recessions, market crashes, and financial meltdowns create fear. People sell off stocks, businesses struggle, and asset prices drop. This widespread uncertainty causes most people to retreat. But for those who understand the game, these moments offer discounted opportunities. Stocks, real estate, and even entire companies can become undervalued. While the majority are rushing for the exits, smart investors see an open door. The key is not trying to predict the exact bottom, but having the patience and discipline to invest when prices are lower than their true value. History has shown that markets eventually recover. Those who bought during past downturns, whether it was after the 2008 financial crisis or the COVID-19 market drop, often saw their investments multiply once stability returned. And it's not just investors who benefit. Economic downturns force industries to evolve. Some of the biggest companies today, from Airbnb to Uber, emerged during financial turmoil. When old business models collapse, new ideas take their place. Those who spot the shifts early can create businesses that thrive in the new landscape. Of course, none of this happens by accident. Winning this game requires knowledge, patience, and the ability to act when fear is at its highest. But those who understand the cycles of money don't just survive economic crises, they use them to level up. Most people think financial success is about knowing how to invest, budget, or save. But what if I told you that winning with money has less to do with numbers and more to do with mindset? The truth is, numbers don't matter without discipline. You can have the best financial plan in the world, but if you can't control your spending habits, resist impulsive decisions, or stay consistent, it won't get you anywhere. Money isn't just about math, it's about mastering yourself. Think about how many times people set budgets only to ignore them the moment they want something, or how often they invest money but panic and sell when the market drops. These aren't financial problems, they're emotional ones. We live in a world that encourages instant gratification. Everywhere you look, there's an ad telling you to buy now, upgrade today, and live for the moment. Social media makes it worse, showing people on expensive vacations, wearing luxury brands, making you feel like you need more. But those who truly succeed financially aren't the ones who give in to every desire. They're the ones who have the patience to wait, the discipline to say no, and the ability to focus on long-term goals over short-term pleasures. This is why self-control is one of the most valuable financial skills. It's not about being cheap or never spending money. It's about knowing when to spend, when to save, and when to invest. It's understanding that skipping a small pleasure today could mean having financial freedom tomorrow. Those who master this game of self-control don't just build wealth, they build security, options, and a future where money works for them instead of the other way around. Many people assume that once they start earning more, life gets easier. But what if your expenses don't just stay the same as you get older? They actually keep growing. Your expenses grow not just because of inflation, but because life itself becomes more expensive in ways most people don't anticipate. At first, it might start small. You upgrade your apartment, buy a better car, or start dining at nicer restaurants. It feels like a reward for your hard work, and in many ways, it is. But then bigger expenses creep in. Maybe you start a family, and suddenly, there are costs for childcare, school, and medical bills. Or perhaps your career takes off, but now you're spending more on networking events, travel, and even professional attire. These aren't bad expenses. They're just part of moving through life. But without a plan, they can quietly drain your finances before you even realize it. And then there's healthcare. When you're young, it's easy to ignore. But as you age, medical costs become one of the biggest financial burdens. Routine checkups turn into specialist visits. Occasional prescriptions become long-term medications. And suddenly, medical expenses aren't just a line in your budget. They're a major factor in your financial future. The key isn't to fear these rising costs, but to prepare for them. Most people don't think about their future expenses until they arrive. But those who build wealth understand that financial success isn't just about making money. It's about keeping it. They anticipate the costs that will come with each stage of life and plan accordingly. Because the goal isn't just to earn more, it's to have enough to live well, no matter what life throws your way. But what if the biggest threat to your financial future isn't rising costs, but the very policies shaping the economy? Most people don't realize just how much political decisions impact their personal finances. Laws on taxes, government spending, and regulations aren't just abstract ideas. They decide how much money stays in your pocket, how businesses grow, and even how stable the job market is. Yet, many people vote based on emotions or party loyalty, without ever considering how policies will affect their bank accounts. A tax policy change might seem minor on paper, but it could mean paying thousands more in taxes every year, or keeping more of your hard-earned money. Government spending priorities shape industries, creating job opportunities in one sector while stifling growth in another. Regulations can determine whether businesses thrive or collapse, directly affecting investments, wages, and even the cost of everyday goods. And while these decisions often play out over years, their consequences can be felt for a lifetime. It's easy to assume that individual votes don't matter, or that these policies are out of our control. But financial success isn't just about making smart personal choices. It's also about understanding the bigger picture. The people in power have a direct influence on wealth creation, economic growth, and financial security. Those who take the time to research policies, understand economic trends, and think critically about how leadership decisions will impact their future put themselves in a far stronger position than those who simply hope for the best. Because at the end of the day, money isn't just about how much you earn. It's about how much you get to keep and how wisely you navigate the systems that control it. One of the worst mistakes people make is believing their money is safe when it sits in the bank. But if saving money was enough to build wealth, why do so many people stash their cash and still fall behind? When your money sits in the bank, it slowly loses value. Prices keep rising, inflation keeps eating away at your purchasing power, and every dollar that isn't growing is quietly shrinking. Think about it like this. If you had $1,000 a decade ago, it could buy you a lot more than it can today. Groceries, rent, gas, everything gets more expensive over time. If your money isn't growing, it's getting weaker. And when money gets weaker, so does your ability to build a better life. That's why the wealthy don't let their money sit still. They put it to work. They invest in stocks, real estate, and businesses. Assets that have the potential to grow over time. They understand that money isn't meant to be hoarded, it's meant to multiply. Investing comes with risks, but so does doing nothing. Keeping all your money in a low-interest account is like leaving a car in the driveway with the engine running. It might look fine, but eventually, the fuel runs out, and you're left with nothing. The key is to invest wisely, educate yourself, and make your money work as hard as you do. Because in the long run, the biggest risk isn't losing money. It's letting your money get bored while the world moves forward without you. You probably know people who consider money a bad thing that could destroy lives, but if money were truly the root of all evil, why do some of the wealthiest people use it to change lives for the better? Well, money isn't good or bad. It's just a tool. Like fire, it can warm a home or burn it down. It all depends on who's holding it and what they choose to do with it. Money doesn't turn a kind person into a villain or a selfish person into a saint. It simply magnifies who they already are. A generous person with more money has more ways to help others, funding charities, supporting their community, or creating opportunities for people in need. On the other hand, someone driven by greed will only use wealth to serve themselves, hoard power, or manipulate those around them. This is why focusing only on wealth itself misses the bigger picture. The real question isn't how much money someone has, but what they do with it. That's why you'll find both corrupt billionaires and self-made millionaires who dedicate their fortunes to improving the world. The money didn't shape their character, it just revealed it. Understanding this changes everything. It means wealth isn't something to fear or worship, it's something to master. Because at the end of the day, money doesn't decide who you are, you do. Many success gurus tell you that you only need to invest to become rich. But if building wealth was just about making smart investments, why do some people with money still not succeed in growing it? That's because no investment will ever outperform the one you make in yourself. Stocks can crash, real estate markets can dip, but the skills and knowledge you develop stay with you forever. Your ability to learn, adapt, and create opportunities comes from what you know and how well you can apply it. The most successful people aren't just lucky. They've spent years sharpening their expertise, expanding their networks, and mastering new skills. Every time you learn something valuable, whether it's negotiation, leadership, or a high-income skill, you're increasing your potential to generate wealth. This kind of investment isn't just about formal education. Some of the world's richest people never finished college, but they never stopped learning. They took risks, sought out mentors, read obsessively, and treated every challenge as a chance to grow. The more you develop yourself, the more valuable you become, not just to employers, but to the entire marketplace. And it's not just about career skills. Your health, mindset, and relationships all play a role in your financial future. A strong mind makes better decisions. A healthy body gives you the energy to execute on big goals. A powerful network connects you to opportunities most people never see. The difference between those who thrive and those who struggle isn't just luck or intelligence. It's the commitment to becoming better every single day. Because the strongest asset you have isn't in a bank account or investment portfolio, it's you. Now let me ask you a question. If having what you want, when you want it, was the secret to happiness, why do so many people feel stuck, stressed, and financially drained? The ability to delay gratification is one of the most powerful yet underrated skills when it comes to building real wealth. Everywhere you look, society pushes instant rewards. One-click purchases, same-day delivery, buy now, pay later options. It's never been easier to spend money without thinking twice. The problem? Every time you give in to the urge for something small now, you could be sacrificing something far bigger in the future. This is why some people stay trapped in a cycle of overspending. That quick dopamine hit from a new gadget or a luxury purchase fades fast, but the financial consequences stick around. Credit card bills pile up, savings stay stagnant, and opportunities slip away, all because short-term pleasure keeps winning over long-term security. The people who build wealth don't fall into this trap. They understand that every dollar has a purpose, and they use their money to create more options, not just momentary excitement. They resist impulse purchases, not because they don't want nice things, but because they have bigger goals. Financial freedom, business ownership, early retirement. This doesn't mean never enjoying life. It means making intentional choices. It's choosing to invest in skills today so you can earn more tomorrow. It's skipping unnecessary expenses now, so you can afford life-changing opportunities later. The ability to delay gratification isn't about deprivation. It's about prioritizing what truly matters and making sure your future self isn't paying the price for decisions made at the moment. So many people are chasing financial success, which is actually important. But if you're always waiting for the next big milestone to feel fulfilled, you'll never actually get there. Society conditions us to believe that happiness is always just one step away: a bigger house, a nicer car, a higher paycheck. But no matter how much you achieve, there will always be someone with more. If you measure success by what you don't have, you'll always feel like you're falling behind. Gratitude flips the script. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already in front of you. It's not about settling or giving up on your goals. It's about realizing that financial success means nothing if you're too busy chasing more to enjoy what you've built. Some of the happiest people aren't the ones with the most. They're the ones who know how to appreciate what they have. That mindset isn't just good for your well-being, it's good for your wallet. When you stop trying to impress others or fill an emotional void with spending, you make smarter financial choices. You invest in things that truly matter instead of wasting money on temporary highs. You stop buying things to feel rich and start making moves that actually build wealth. Real financial freedom isn't just about having more, it's about needing less. Because when you learn to value what's already in your life, you're not just rich in money, you're rich in ways that actually matter. The next secret may sound shocking to some people. I found in my research that you don't need a degree to succeed in life. Have you ever asked yourself why so many graduates struggle to keep up in the real world? The reality is, what got you here won't get you there. The skills that were valuable yesterday might not be enough tomorrow, and in a world that never stops evolving, staying still is the fastest way to fall behind. Industries shift, technology advances, and new opportunities emerge for those who are ready. The highest earners aren't just the ones with the best credentials, they're the ones who never stop learning. They adapt, pick up new skills, and position themselves ahead of the curve. The difference between those who struggle and those who thrive often comes down to a simple habit: the willingness to keep growing. The best part? Learning has never been easier. You don't need a formal classroom or a massive budget. Everything you need is at your fingertips: books, podcasts, online courses, and mentorship from those who've already figured it out. Every skill you gain increases your value in the marketplace, making you more adaptable, more in demand, and ultimately, more financially secure. The job market doesn't reward those who do the bare minimum. It rewards those who invest in themselves. Those who take the time to improve, to stay sharp, and to master new things are the ones who rise to the top. Because in a world where change is the only constant, the biggest advantage you can have is the ability to keep up. Now that you know the importance of continuous learning, there's something you must avoid if you don't want to lose a lot of money. The world of investing is full of promises: quick returns, easy money, and guaranteed success. But every financial disaster starts the same way. Someone rushing into an opportunity they don't fully understand. Stocks, real estate, crypto, whatever the asset, if you don't know what you're doing, you're not investing. You're gambling. Smart investors treat knowledge as their first investment. They study market trends, analyze risks, and question everything before putting in a single dollar. They don't just listen to hype. They dig deep, researching companies, reading financial statements, and understanding the forces that drive the economy. They know that the best way to protect their wealth isn't luck, it's preparation. And it's not just about avoiding losses. The more you learn, the better opportunities you can spot. A well-informed investor sees what others miss, enters markets before they boom, and makes decisions based on strategy, not emotion. If you wouldn't drive a car without learning the rules of the road, why would you invest without understanding the game? The money you risk is a reflection of the time you've spent preparing. Because in investing, the fastest way to lose everything is to rush in. And the best way to win is to know exactly what you're doing before you ever put your money on the table. The next secret is actually not about you, it's about your friends. Have you ever asked yourself why so many successful individuals credit their network as a key factor in their success? The reality is, who you spend time with shapes how you think, what you believe is possible, and ultimately, the financial choices you make. If you're constantly surrounded by people who complain about money, spend recklessly, or believe wealth is only for the lucky, those attitudes will start to rub off on you. But when you surround yourself with people who understand money, who invest wisely, think long-term, and make strategic financial moves, you naturally start absorbing those habits too. You don't just learn from what they say, you learn from what they do. This isn't about chasing rich friends or looking for handouts. It's about positioning yourself in an environment where financial growth is the norm. It means having conversations that challenge you, being exposed to new ideas, and learning from people who have already figured out what you're trying to master. Even small shifts, like joining a finance-focused community, attending wealth-building events, or simply engaging with people who think differently about money, can have a massive impact on your financial mindset. Success isn't just about what you know, it's about who you learn from. If you want to level up financially, start by leveling up the people you surround yourself with. Because when you're in the right room, wealth isn't just something you dream about, it's something you start building. Many believe that saving money is only for the rich, but if that were true, how do so many people with modest incomes still manage to build real financial security? The biggest mistake most people make isn't earning too little, it's believing they have to save a lot to make it count. The truth is, saving isn't about how much you put aside at first, it's about building the habit. Most people think of saving like a sprint, trying to stash away huge amounts all at once. But the ones who succeed treat it like a marathon, starting small and staying consistent. Even setting aside a few dollars a week creates momentum. It shifts your mindset from spending everything you earn to making your money work for you. Once that habit is in place, increasing the amount you save becomes easier. Think about fitness. If you've never worked out, you don't start by lifting heavy weights. You begin with something manageable and build from there. Saving works the same way. Cut back on small, unnecessary expenses. Cancel a subscription you don't use. Make a conscious choice to put something, anything, into savings. It may not seem like much at first, but over time, small efforts compound into significant results. And that's the real secret: compounding. Money saved today isn't just money, it's time. The earlier you start, the more your savings grow on their own, turning small sacrifices into long-term wealth. Because in the end, financial security doesn't come from sudden windfalls or overnight success. It comes from the simple, repeatable habit of saving, no matter how small you start. Since we were talking about saving money, the next secret is something even more important, which is to spend less than you earn. No matter how much you earn, if you spend it all, or worse, spend more than you have, you'll never build real wealth. The people who succeed financially aren't always the ones with the biggest paychecks. They're the ones who know how to keep more than they spend. It sounds simple, but in a world designed to make you spend, it's anything but easy. Everywhere you look, there's an upgrade, a subscription, a new must-have item pulling at your wallet. Social media makes it worse, constantly reminding you of what others have, making it tempting to buy things just to keep up. But chasing a lifestyle you can't afford isn't success. It's a financial trap that keeps you working harder just to stay in the same place. The real key to financial freedom isn't about depriving yourself, it's about controlling where your money goes. That starts with knowing exactly how much you earn, how much you spend, and cutting the habits that drain your income. It means understanding the difference between what you need and what you want, and being willing to wait for the things that truly matter. Wealth isn't built by what you buy, it's built by what you keep. And the more you control your spending, the more money you have to save, invest, and put toward the life you actually want. Because financial success isn't about looking rich, it's about never worrying about money again. But let me ask you an interesting question. Why do so many people with high incomes still struggle financially? Well, the problem isn't the occasional treat. It's when small indulgences become a habit that quietly drains your wealth. Imagine you're booking a flight. Economy gets you there just fine, but first class looks tempting. It's only a few $100s more, right? But multiply that by every trip you take, and suddenly, that extra comfort could have been a down payment on an investment property or a significant addition to your retirement fund. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about understanding the real cost of every choice you make. Every dollar spent on something unnecessary is a dollar that could have been working for you. The coffee you grab every morning, the latest phone upgrade, the designer clothes you barely wear. None of these things seem like a big deal in the moment, but add them up, and they can be the difference between financial freedom and living paycheck to paycheck. This isn't about never enjoying life. It's about spending with intention. If something truly brings you value, go for it. But if it's just a passing impulse, think twice, because wealth isn't built by how much you earn. It's built by what you choose to keep. A common mistake among beginner investors is the mindset of making few big investments. But if getting rich was all about making one big move, how can you explain that so many lottery winners end up broke while patient investors quietly build fortunes? I found in my research that wealth isn't something you stumble into. It's something you grow over time. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in a year and underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. The small financial choices you make today, saving a little more, investing consistently, avoiding impulsive spending, may not seem like much, but over time they add up in ways you can't imagine. Compounding is what turns small efforts into massive results. A dollar invested today doesn't just sit there. It grows, earns returns, and those returns earn even more returns. The longer you let it work, the bigger the snowball becomes. This is why the most powerful wealth-building tool isn't a high salary or a risky investment, it's time. The earlier you start, the easier the process becomes. Wealth building isn't about making perfect decisions every time. It's about making good decisions consistently. It's about sticking to your plan, even when progress feels slow. It's about trusting that every small step moves you closer to financial freedom, because the ones who win aren't the ones looking for shortcuts. They're the ones who stay the course long enough to let their money do the heavy lifting. The next secret is one of the most important things that unfortunately so many people ignore, which is focusing on your own finances without comparing to others. Your financial journey is yours alone, and comparing it to someone else's is a waste of energy. It's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your progress against others. You see friends buying new cars, taking luxury vacations, or upgrading their homes, and suddenly your own financial goals don't feel like enough. Social media makes it even worse, showing you highlight reels of other people's lives without any of the behind-the-scenes struggles. But here's the truth. What you see is only part of the story. That person flashing their success might be drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck just to keep up appearances. Chasing someone else's version of success is a sure way to lose control of your own. The moment you start spending to impress others, you stop making decisions that serve you. You might stretch your budget too thin, take on unnecessary debt, or push yourself toward a lifestyle that doesn't even align with what you truly want. The only person you should be competing with is yourself. Set your own goals, track your own progress, and celebrate your own wins, no matter how small. Financial success isn't about moving faster than someone else. It's about moving in the right direction. Because the more you focus on where you're going, the less you'll care about what anyone else is doing. One thing that many people believe in, which is completely wrong, is assuming that you need to be lucky to succeed in life. But what if I told you that money flows to those who know how to manage it? It's not magic, it's a pattern. People who handle their finances well naturally create opportunities for more money to come their way. Think about it. Banks lend money to those with strong financial discipline. Investors back businesses with solid management. And employers reward those who create value. If you prove you can make smart financial decisions, saving consistently, investing wisely, and avoiding reckless spending, you become someone that money gravitates toward. The more responsible you are with what you have, the more opportunities arise to grow it. On the other hand, money disappears quickly from those who mismanage it. No amount of income can outpace poor financial habits. If someone spends impulsively, racks up unnecessary debt, or ignores basic financial principles, they won't just lose what they have, they'll struggle to attract more. Wealth isn't just about how much you make. It's about how well you keep and multiply it. The key isn't chasing money. It's becoming the kind of person who knows how to handle it. When you provide value, make smart financial choices, and build trust, money finds its way to you. Because in the end, wealth is something you earn by proving you're ready for it. Most people in this world rely only on one job. But what if I told you that it's the worst financial mistake they can make? Even if you work in high-tech, the problem isn't just how much you earn, it's how many ways you earn. Relying on a single paycheck is like standing on one leg. The moment something knocks it out from under you, you have nothing to keep you from falling. The wealthiest people don't depend on just one source of income. They build multiple streams that protect them from uncertainty. A job loss, an industry downturn, or even an unexpected expense won't break them because they have other sources of money still flowing in. The more income streams you have, the stronger your financial foundation becomes. This doesn't mean working endless hours or juggling a dozen side hustles. It means being smart about where your money comes from. Maybe you turn a hobby into an extra income stream, invest in assets that generate cash flow, or build something once, like an online course or a rental property that pays you over and over again. The key is to create options, so your financial security isn't tied to just one thing. Building multiple income streams isn't about chasing more money. It's about building financial resilience. When you have income coming from different places, you're not just earning, you're creating freedom, flexibility, and the ability to take control of your future. Because the real secret to financial security isn't working harder, it's having money coming in, even when you're not working at all. But there's one thing that is much more important than multiple income streams, which is leveraging the power of compounding. Most people focus on making more money, yet they overlook one of the most powerful forces in finance, compounding. It's not just a trick for investors, it's the secret weapon that allows money to grow exponentially over time. The sooner you understand it, the more time you have to let it work in your favor. Think of compounding like rolling a snowball down a hill. At first, it's small, barely picking up any snow. But as it keeps rolling, it grows bigger and faster, accumulating more with every turn. The same happens with money. When you invest, your returns don't just add to your initial investment, they start generating returns of their own. Given enough time, even small contributions can turn into massive sums. The key ingredient here is patience. The earlier you start, the less effort you need. Someone who invests modestly in their 20s can easily end up with more wealth than someone who invests a larger amount in their 40s. It's not just about how much you put in. It's about giving your money enough time to grow. And it doesn't stop at money. Compounding applies to skills, knowledge, and even relationships. Small, consistent efforts in self-improvement, networking, or learning new skills stack up over time, creating opportunities you couldn't have imagined when you started. It's the reason why experience becomes so valuable, because knowledge compounds just like money. Most people miss out on compounding because they think small progress doesn't matter. They wait for the perfect time to start investing, or they ignore small improvements because they don't see instant results. But compounding isn't about immediate wins. It's about long-term strategy. The earlier you take action, the more unstoppable the momentum becomes. Okay guys, we have reached the last secret, which is one of the most important ones: learning a unique skill. Let me ask you this. In a world where millions of people compete for the same jobs, how do you stand out? The answer isn't working harder. It's working smarter by learning a skill that few people have, but many people need. Most people chase the same qualifications, follow the same career paths, and wonder why they struggle to get ahead. But those who develop rare, high-value skills put themselves in a completely different category, one where opportunities come to them. The real game of success isn't just about talent or effort, it's about demand. If what you do can be easily replaced, whether by another worker or even by AI, your earning potential is capped. But if you have a skill that's hard to find, companies and clients will compete to work with you. Think of the difference between a basic retail worker and a top cybersecurity expert. One is easy to replace. The other is in such high demand that companies will pay six figures just to keep them. Finding the right skill isn't about following trends blindly. It's about seeing where the world is headed and positioning yourself accordingly. AI, automation, and new technology are constantly shifting the job market. Some careers are disappearing, while others are exploding in value. The people who win are the ones who stay ahead of the curve, learning skills that future industries will rely on, whether it's coding, digital marketing, financial analysis, or even a rare combination of skills. The key is becoming someone who solves expensive problems. And here's the best part. Once you have a unique skill, you don't just earn more, you gain control. You can negotiate better pay, work on your own terms, or even turn your expertise into a business. While most people are stuck in a cycle of trading time for money, those with valuable skills have leverage. They don't chase jobs. Jobs chase them. Subscribe to the Coin Compass if you like this video. And what if I told you that people actually make millions from climate disasters? Watch this video to find out how they do it.